Hello everyone, I'm Margaret and welcome to Deliciously Sweet and Savory. Today I'm going to show you how to make roasted pork. This recipe is Cuban inspired as my family's holiday meals typically include a piece of roasted pork accompanied by black beans, yuca, plantains, white rice, and shrimp. However, this makes a great meal at any time of the year and is not too difficult to make. So let's get started. For this recipe, you need a pork shoulder that's about 3 pounds. You also need freshly chopped garlic, cooking wine, juice from 1 lime, a large onion, garlic powder, salt, cumin, and oregano. First, we're going to prepare a few of the ingredients. Cut the lime in half, juice the lime, and discard the peel. Then take the onion, cut it in half, and cut it into 1/8 inch slices. Next, in a medium-sized bowl, put the cooking wine, lime juice, oregano, cumin, garlic powder, fresh garlic finely chopped, and a teaspoon of salt. Then mix to combine. Lastly, add in the onion slices and mix. Then set aside so we can use it later. Now we are going to prepare the pork. Take the pork shoulder and use a knife to cut holes the length of the pork. You can follow the natural grain of the pork, like I did. Just try to remember where you made the cuts in the pork, as we are going to put some of the marinade we made into the holes we created later on. Next, use a knife to score the skin in a crosshatch pattern. Go across the skin one way, making vertical cuts about 1.5 inches apart. Then rotate the pork and make cuts 1.5 inches apart to create a crosshatch pattern on the skin. Now take the pork and place it on your cooking tray. I'm using a glass Pyrex, but an aluminum tray will also work. The next step is to take our mixture of cooking wine, onion, garlic, and seasonings and put some in the holes we cut in the meat. You can also use a meat injector for this step, if you have one. Try to put as much of the mixture as you can into the meat. Now take the remaining mixture and put some of the onion and garlic under and around the pork. Then spoon some of the liquid over the pork meat and pour the rest into the bottom of the cooking tray around the pork. Pat the skin dry with a paper towel. Then take the remaining salt and rub it into the pork skin. Make sure you rub some of the salt over the meat as well. Now cover the meat and tray with an aluminum pan, or you could just use aluminum foil. Then place in a preheated 365 Fahrenheit oven to cook for 1 hour. Make sure you place the tray in the middle of the oven so the meat cooks evenly. After 1 hour, cook the pork, leaving the skin exposed, and cover the meat with aluminum foil. Also, remove some of the condiments, like the caramelized onions and garlic, from the bottom of the tray and save for later in the cooking process. Put the pork back in the oven and let cook for another hour. Now take the pork out of the oven and carefully cut the skin from the pork meat and cut the meat off the bone into slices or chunks. I apologize for the lack of footage showing this step. I'll try to make another video showing how to cut up the pork. After cutting the pork, put the pieces back on the cooking tray. Spoon some of the saved cooking wine, onion, and garlic mixture over the meat and lay the skin on top over the pork. Make sure the meat is well covered by the onion mixture and skin so the meat maintains its moisture. Raise the oven temperature to 375 Fahrenheit and cook for 30 minutes. By this point, the meat is done and ready to serve. The skin may need more time to crisp up, so put it on another tray and put it back in the oven for 30 minutes or until the fat is rendered and the skin is crispy. Then the skin can be served. The roasted pork will be infused with all of the flavors of the marinade we used and be quite tender as well. This roasted pork goes very well with black beans, white rice, and some sweet plantains. But French fries, a salad, or any other side dish will work as well. The flavors of the lime, cumin, oregano, garlic, onion, salt, and cooking wine come together in a wonderful way to give the pork a bit of tanginess, saltiness, and sweetness. This is a great recipe that doesn't require too much preparation, yet results in a flavorful and tender pork with crispy skin. So definitely give this recipe a try. For more recipes like this one, follow my channel and visit my website for the written instructions and ingredient amounts for my recipes. I'd also like to thank my patrons for their support. If you'd like to become a patron to support my channel, visit my Patreon page. Also, if there are any recipes, Cuban or otherwise, that you'd like to see, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and see you soon with another recipe.